Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We are not halfway through the week, but good things are happening. Good things are happening. Y'all take a look at the QQQ. Y'all take a look at XLK. Tech is moving, driven largely by Microsoft. What's a good hotel ETF? Young Pula. I'm not really sure of a good hotel ETF. There are some good ETFs that encompass hotels and like in general just travel type stuff. But specifically hotels, I don't know. I can Google it for you though. That is a service that Benzinga provides. But I will put in my Venmo number for my Google search services. All right, let's go ahead and get the chart on here. I'm not even sharing my screen. What's a good hotel ETF? Airbnb. Away. There you go. Away, I think, is the one I was thinking of. So there you go. There's an ETF that at least has hotels in it. But doesn't it also have like travel sites for like booking packages? I agree. Vincent says Airbnb over hotels. I don't know if I necessarily I don't fully agree with that statement, but Airbnb is definitely the future. Why? Because it's so affordable. And you get so many more options to get closer to your location. People love Airbnb. Boom, 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 boom. Chart. I just want to start off with a pick because I'm not really sure what's going to happen with this. But I like CLF right now. Cleveland Cliffs. Check it out. Steel. Looks like a snack. Classic snack. Snack of the classic variety. Let's get some tunage. Do we have producer AB this morning? Hell yeah. Let's look at Away. I'll pull up the Away ETF while I'm working on my other stuff. Whoo! This is weekly. Just so you know. This is a case for the Bollinger Band. Watch for that curl on that middle line on your Bollinger Band. That's what you want to see to get out of the sideways phase. Also, look at this nice contraction before the volatility expanded. Volatility squeeze comes before a volatility expansion on your Bollinger Bands. Lovely. Lovely, lovely stuff. How's X looking? X is still in consolidation station. Take a look. Yep. Still taking a breather here, but holding support. We're on the daily X. I mean, here's the reality. If you're using the Bollinger Band, this thing got overextended. And you know what? This level right here, this green line, which I'm pretty sure you can see, this green line is a level that we kind of knew it was going to consolidate here. But next stop is about $30.50 on X. Thank you, Alfred. Hey guys, community question. Can you help me find some more, like a higher paced, more energetic background music? Some folks are saying that's putting them to sleep a little bit, and we can't have that. We want something a little bit more energetic. So if you can point out some royalty-free music, I know my man Mitch can hook us up with a playlist where YouTube isn't going to ding us, and that's what we need. Miles, if only I could, my friend. If only I could. Good work on getting the umlaut over the O there. And yes, we have X Steel on the screen. Again, this thing was looking a little bit overbought, overextended above the Bollinger Band here. So that's why previously I've said I want to see a breakout above this consolidation level, right? We've got an impulse up, and then this is our corrective phase. In fact, now that it's really showing its colors and that it's getting a sloping line of resistance, we can look for a breakout above our sloping line of resistance. But remember, we're going to run right into resistance at this March 31st level. So make sure you're looking at the daily and watching about, what is that, like $27.40. Yeah, I can look at Borg for sure. Never heard. Whoa. Switch to the weekly. Let's see if producer AB had his coffee this morning. Watching out for Borg, looking over extended. I don't have pre-market. So right now I'm using TradingView. TradingView doesn't appear to have pre-market data for Borg. So we don't know what it's trading right now. As far as I understand it here, there should be two prices. The previous session.
3, 2, 1, 0.
That was timed pretty well. That was timed pretty darn well. Yeah, no, I already did the Rolls Royce photo shoot. That's going to go up on my Instagram. Borg is looking overextended, but it's in a nice little trend here. You're also running straight into resistance, so watch out for that. Now that we are trading, let's go ahead and take a look at the hourly. Trading a little sideways. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. A little spotty. Let's try 10. Here we go. Yeah, so Borg, I'm looking at the 10-minute. I don't know how you're trading this, but you're going to want to see a curl up here on the 20 moving average, and then look for a break above this level of resistance here at 2380. You should be able to see the numbers on my screen. Yeah, it's a total hot stocks loose thing. Okay, so let's check in on a couple here. Let's check in. CLF, you guys all caught that, right? I had it on the weekly before. Let's look at it on the daily. So zooming out, it's another steel stock. It's got a lot of strength right now. Rounding bottom. Hit a nice corrective phase here. Broke out with a gap. Now we're doing a little consolidation again. My entry price is about $21.70 on this one for an upside of 53%. CLF. Cleveland Cliffs. Let's do that market overview. It's 9:32. Let's take a look at QQQ. Hey, guys, I think it's time. I really think it's time. What do I think about buying the close? Oh, could you talk about buying the close? Yeah, so I'm a swing / position trader for the most part. When I have time, I'll do more day trades. Like on weekends, I'll day trade cryptocurrency. But I work full time, as I imagine a good portion of our viewers and readers do. So I like to make sure that we get strong candles above our target prices for breakouts. When it happens in the morning, it has a very good chance of going right back down. So they say amateurs trade the open, pros trade the close. Well, if you're going to enter for the day for a multiple day, multiple week trade, you want to make sure that your entry is secure. So if I'm entering QQQ, say I'm entering QQQ at this level, which is 3378. I'm going to log onto my computer. I have all my alarms set. I got my little Amazon Echo, my phone, all that set for 3:45 p.m. Detroit time. And then I'm going to look for a candle, hopefully a strong green body above my breakout point. 5 cents. 5 cents is what I look for. 5 cents is kind of like a rule of thumb. You'll see that in a lot of technical analysis books. Above that breakout point, and then I'm going to feel good about entering. If it doesn't do that, then it could very well still be in consolidation world. Whoops. All right. Yeah, no problem, Miles. All right, so looking at QQQ, this thing is reversed, and it's green for the day. Guys, We did it kind of. We still want to get to we still want to erase our losses, right? Let's look at our chart here. We still want to erase some of these losses, which XLK is doing. I'll look at that in a second. But this thing is reversing. Let's illustrate. I'm going to keep the volume profile up. Actually, no, I'm not. Bye. Let's get the 50-day up. We broke above the 50-day moving average. Very important, especially for these big sector stocks. Very important that we broke above it. And did we break above it? We jumped over that sumbitch. Gapped up. Sorry for swearing. Let's draw this out. Let's draw it out. The meat of our little reversal pattern that we got here. We broke out handily. All right. So now we're fighting to get above the next level. So what I'm going to do is use my Fibonacci retracement tool, anchor it at the top of our uptrend, and then to the low of our downtrend to find all of the speed bumps along the way, all the meaningful price levels that we got to break. And look at how cool this is. You guys might not be able to see it, but the 70%, and I know that's not the exact percent, but I just say that for short, level has been passed. It has been passed, ladies and gents. And right now we're holding support like exactly at this moment at the bottom of our February 19th wick. All right. We are looking good. Why? Big time Microsoft action. MSFT. Ooh-wee. Damn, look at that Microsoft go. That's exciting. Like that, guys, come on. Everybody over the summer, literally any 15-year-old could start a TikTok profile, get 500,000 followers because they were actually literally making bank in the market. You could stick out your little 5-year-old hand into the market and grab gold. It was so fantastic. And then we got exhausted and we shook out a bunch of retail traders, but growth is coming back. A little bit, at least it's showing signs of life. It's like Frankenstein moving his little finger before he wakes up and kills everybody. Frankenstein's monster. I don't want any English majors to come at me. Yeah, so at any rate, QQQ. Bullish. Let's look at XLK. This is the Spider Tech ETF. Bullish. Look at those gaps. Thing is running. All right, and then yeah, that true. Okay, and then which support is right on the? You can't see the Fibonacci line, maybe a little bit. It's blue. It's blue, so it's even harder to see against a black background. Let me do a thing really quick. Do a little thing. What was that? 50? No, it's 70. How's that? Can you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see the blue one now. That's our support right now for XLK. MSFT. Guys, I know you guys like to talk about your weird little penny stocks, but come on. Microsoft, let's go. Let's go. I love being in a market that has growth stocks moving so that I can just buy and hold them. That's called printing money. All right, so let's get a little. Let's anchor our extension at the previous all-time high, or I always say extension, but it's retracement. You can reasonably target 258.5 on Microsoft, ladies and gents. Oh, there's a merger. I didn't know that. So Afria and Tilray. Just as I was about to go on my thing about. And just, let me just finish. Look at the SPY, guys. Let's go. Who's trading? Give me a 1 in chat if you trade options on SPY. Let me get a 1. Get a 1. And give me a 2 if you just like little under the radar stocks that someone gave you some insider knowledge on that's about to pop because it has a Bitcoin deal. I think we might have Brad today, which is going to be sick because he trades options on the SPY and he will show you how to day trade this thing like a maestro. Know what a maestro is? I don't. I heard someone say it online one time. Okay, what are we looking at, Tilray? Does that work? I don't know how to look up a stock after it's just merged. So it wasn't an announcement, or did the merger actually occur? It's just an announcement, right? So on the announcement, typically the company being acquired is the one that gets the pop because that's a payout for investors. Vio, I don't know how to do options. No problem. You're in the right place. We'll talk about practical applications without confusing the living daylights out of you. Oh, announced in December? Okay. It's voting right now. Okay. Thank you, Ramon. Everyone smash that like button for the Get Technical community. Ramon with the knowledge on Tilray. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, so Tilray, I mean, that means since it was announced in December, I think that was a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. Nothing interesting happening here from a session perspective. This is one of those situations where you can look at it like this and look for a break above your sloping resistance, which is going to be insane because Tilray has been insane. It does look like it's really tightening up. So let's do a couple things. Let's get our volume profile in here, which is super low over here, but I have my volume profile set to my visible range. So whatever prices or whatever dates you can see on the chart is where we're going to see the amount of buying occurred at what price. It's not about when, it's about what. Announce it on 420. Good call. Good call. All right, so let me erase my drawings here. So I mean, number one, first and foremost, is you've got a lot of overhead supply from where we are right now. So you're going to want to try to, you're going to need to see a big volume push to get above 2684 for any movement on Tilray. That's tough. That's tough stuff. Let's take a look at our moving averages. You'll also be crossing the 50-day moving average. It's kind of just concurring with that level. So you're going to need some big movement. So I would say for me, I don't see a big opportunity or like an easy opportunity on the horizon. There are way too many easy opportunities out there. I'm not going to fall in love with a stock just because it's going to announce its merger on 420, and that's cool to me. CGRO, CGROF, OTC stock. I don't really like OTC stocks. So how about not? Okay. Let's check in on. I want to do a couple things. I want to check in on home builders. I want to check in on steel because those were our value areas during the big tech sell-off. And then I want to check back in on tech and find some strong names. I don't have them ready for you. I think we'll discover them together. So let's check in on XHB, home builders. Home builders is on a hell of a trend. Guys, if you like ETFs, if you want to make Spencer happy, take a really serious look at XHB and just compare it to the other ETFs over the past few months. The trend has accelerated while everything else was crapping out. So I've been singing this praises for a while. I love this ETF. And then look at this. Once again, it's done it again, guys. It broke out of this previous channel. It had this sloping line of resistance. Let me draw it really quick. Had this sloping line of resistance that was kind of like, well, that's a new. Now I'm all confuzzled. At any rate, this thing is broken out of its channel. This is hot. Let's see if it's overextended. I'm going to pull up my Bollinger Band. Looks like we're kind of safely riding this level. We got a nice Nice curl upward. Look at this. A nice curl upward on our 20 line in our Bollinger Band. So we're above the 20 moving average. We're well handily above the 50 moving average. You can use the 50 moving average very easily as a buy signal on this ETF. Buy. Go short. Buy. Hold, 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 hold. Maybe go short up here. But look at this. It's really holding this line of support. XHB is killing it. Home builders. Look at home builder stocks. So much building. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Yes. People, I don't know what's going on. People building. Yeah. So watch XHB. Let's take a look at now XME, which is our metals. That's where we've got X Steel and Cliff. I believe I'm not sure if Cliff is in that ETF, but nonetheless, it would be sympathetic to moves that we see in other steel stocks. And again, if we're just going by the Bollinger Band here, let me remove this linear regression line. If we're just going by the Bollinger Band, buy signal. Crossed above the median or the mean, buy signal. Now we're heading up toward a price target. Bullish XME. Bullish XME. Other indicators are agreeing. So let's look at what exactly is happening with our other indicators. RSI sloping upward. Volume not really coming in yet, but I'm still feeling good about how loftily this is staying above our 20 moving average. MACD, fast line crossed yesterday. Fast line is curling up. So that's XME. And then we already checked in on X. Already checked in on X. Which is down for the day. You don't want to see it, but it looks like it's now holding this previous resistance as support. Doesn't matter. We go where the opportunity is. We don't fall in love with stocks. We go where the opportunity is. Real quick check on oil, looking at Oxy. Looks like Oxy wants to break out of the 50-day moving average here. OXY, Occidental Petroleum, oil stock. Honestly, I'm a little bit bearish short term, but bullish longer term. And to get me a little more bullish, I want to see this line here, this red line on my Bollinger Band, do one of these, right? I do think we'll return to the mean here on the Bollinger Band. The problem is the mean's going to keep moving down on us. So we want a nice curl upward, right? CLF falling away. Let's take a look at CLF. Oh, we got to check our high tight flags too. Yeah, so CLF a little overextended. You got to expect that. Look at it getting above the Bollinger Band. This is a sell signal when you see it like even crossing above it. Nonetheless, we're going to see resolution of this rounding bottom. And again, I didn't set my buy. My entry is at $21.70. So it doesn't matter what happens before that. I don't do anything. I'm sitting on my hands until it gets there. Why? Because I don't want to buy in when it's overextended. That's part of the rationale behind buying at a close above, a session close above that line, to make sure that you're not going to get whipsawed by being overextended and people taking profit. For a short time trade, Roku. Oh yeah, hold on. I'll look at Roku in a second. But I want to look at Orgo because it's one of our high tight flags. So guys, if you recall, high tight flags, we go to our weekly chart. We look for movements upward that have occurred within an 8-week time period. And then we look for a corrective phase that does not drop any more than 25%. Although we do make allowances for more than 25% in significant periods of rotation or unusual market volatility, such as a global pandemic. But in this case, I believe that this is a textbook consolidation phase here for our high tight flag of about 20. This is so frustrating. Just do the thing I want you to do. Yeah, it's about 25%. It's less than 25%. At any rate, price target upon breakout. So let's go ahead and do the darn thing. So with Orgo, let's draw our entry price, our stop loss, and our price target. Targeting about 33.5. Entry is about 5 cents. I'm just drawing here. I'm Bob Rossing it. About 5 cents or so, just a little bit above the breakout, because you want that session close above. And then we're going to set our stop loss. Right now it's at about 6%. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take that. You know what? I'm just going to leave it right where it is. Stop loss, $20.50, 20.5. That's reasonable. You can do 7 to 8% if you want to give yourself more leeway. Because sometimes, I mean, I think with NMM, we got this where we had our breakout and then we had a little droopy action, which got us stopped out. But I mean, as long as you're watching it, I'm more of a let's keep that stop tight, take the loss, get the alert that you got stopped out, check the chart the next day. Because I'm only looking at charts in the morning and then toward the close. And that's easy. It doesn't take a lot of my time. But that's your that's your risk reward there. So looks good to me. Orgo. So for me, the entry is about on Orgo. The entry is about $21.90. $21.90. My stop is about $20.50. My target is about maybe a little bit lower, about 33. But this is an insane stock. This is an absolutely insane stock. But I believe this one was in wound care. Yeah, I'm more bullish on biotech that has like a lasting and very broad application, and is not dependent on a binary event such as an FDA approval. People are always going to go to the ER, the OR, whatever, with wounds that need aftercare. Okay, so that's Orgo. What was the other one that I was going to look at that someone asked for? Roku for a short time trade. Well, if you want to go like, okay, so it's not looking good from like a swing perspective necessarily. Like for me, I want to see on my day. Oh no, I'm looking at weeks. Looking at weeks here, guys. Okay, so now it's actually looking good. So it started approaching a little bit of oversold territory, and you're a really nice area with the RSI, curving upward with room to go. I don't know if you can really see it, but your 20 day in the middle of your Bollinger Band is starting to curl up. So I'm looking for a return to mean, which actually is concurrent with a return to the 50-day move-in. You also have a cross of your fast line on your MACD with a curl up. Bullish Roku. Bullish Roku for a price target around 380. Let's see if we can confirm that stuff. Confirm what our indicators are saying. Stupid paintbrush. Can confirm what the indicators are saying with a pattern. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, this looks like just a nice little reversal here, which is already resolved. And let's get our volume profile up. Yeah, there's not really a nice little pattern to put this into. But what I will say is you're going to have some resistance ahead. So the levels that I talked about with the Bollinger Band still stand. But let's use our Fibonacci retracement tool to draw some meaningful levels. And you can see that I think you can see that. Yeah, you can faintly see that. The 38.2 line lines right up with the top of this consolidation phase. So you're going to hit some resistance there. Look for some resistance around the consolidation phase here at the 50 line. These are the speed bumps that you're going to hit on your road to success with Roku. Nice made. Yeah, let me have a sip of water first. Let me know if you got Roku head and shoulders. If you extend it, you might see that. So what you're talking about is probably it's the best tool for this. So you what you might be seeing or what you might be talking about is a head and shoulders bottom reversal to the upside. And for that, this is driving me nuts. Is this the tool? Polyline? I don't know. Which is we're drawing a shoulder here, drawing a head. What? Head, please. And then maybe this is the shoulder. The neckline would have to be like this. So now what I'm going to do is make that line visible. Yeah. But for that head and shoulders, you need that clear neckline to get hit for the breakout action. So the neckline would be at $368.76. Not quite there yet, but looks like we're heading for it. Okay, good. Thank you, Gregory. It's good to know that the fundamentals are back in Orgo. So hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, moo. Yeah. Micron, baby. I think so this is thank you for the call out. Big thank you, Ramon, for the call out. You are on your game today. You obviously had your instant folders this morning. I will enter this on session close if it stays above the sloping resistance line. This is a breakout. Let me measure this really quick. Not quite by definition a high type flag, but boy, does it have room to grow. Entering now has an upside potential of about 35%. So let me do this new thing that I usually don't do for you guys. Brad's here, guys. This thing. So if we're looking for this thing just to close above the sloping resistance line, which it looks like it could easily do, barring some malarkey, as our president would say. I'm keeping my stop tight on it as well. Actually, it might be in a sort of consolidation phase. Hold on. So MACD curling up really nicely. RSI coming in to agree. Volume very low right now. Volume very low, but it had already kind of broken out previously. I'm keeping a tight stop on this one and looking for a swing trade like this. Targeting about 31, 32 bucks. GRNQ? Yeah, this one, I mean, this is just a long rounding bottom. Want a solid break. We got faked out before, but we didn't get whipsawed too hard. So, like, you had a false break here. Back down. But you didn't go down too low. So, GRNQ, Green Pro, Cap Corp, which I don't know what this is. There's no information on it. But that is indeed a rounding bottom. And you would be looking for a session close above that neckline at $3. Why is eBond crashing? eBang. I don't know. All right. It is time to bring on a very, very special guest. A very Tolkien-esque trader. A man who knows his way around the options chain. Guy who knows how to use a moving average. This is what I was talking about earlier. One of you asked, like, I don't know how to trade options, or you said, like, I don't know how to trade options or something like that. Well, we're about to get a really good, like, actionable options lesson. Like, so what I like about what you're probably about to hear is that we're not going to explain all of options, and it's going to be like this vast world where you have to, like, then navigate it. This guy's just going to tell you what he does. Muhammad, I thought you were supposed to be happy. All right, so let's bring on our guest, Brad. Whoop.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Is everything working okay?
It seems to be working okay.
Cross your fingers.
Yeah, fingers are crossed. Things are doing what I want them to do. Is pretty much the most anyone can hope for in life.
That's a good point. How are
What do you got?
How's your day going?
It's going really well. Here's how my day is going. I woke up early. I poured myself a cup of instant coffee.
Morning Joe.
Little morning Joe. I started looking at charts and just posting furiously to Twitter, like sharing all my ideas. I felt like I was composing a classical masterpiece.
I like that description. That's nice.
Yeah, like that, like a cello song was like playing in the background, like. Bah, 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 bah. And as I was doing that, didn't realize that I missed a meeting for my job. But I mean, it's okay. I'm not in trouble. But at any rate, I want to know about you. More importantly, let's talk about you, Brad. How is it going?
Okay, well, first off, just want to let you know that Thomas is upstairs, and my wife just texted me, and that he is really enjoying your show today. I don't know what it is, but she just said he is upstairs having a blast. So
it's because I look like a cartoon character.
I don't know that he knows what a cartoon character is yet, but whatever you are doing, he is enjoying it. No, we're doing good. Yeah, I mean, just kind of just playing the big names, really. I mean, it's kind of with options trading and just primarily focusing on options. It's my best thing to do is just sort of stick with what works for you. I like to run scans and stuff like that, and I've got a list of like the IV movers, and I use stuff like that. But more and more, I just come to realize that the best thing to do for somebody who trades options regularly is just to make a pool of stocks that you like and then use that as your scan, I guess you could say. So yeah, we're doing good. I'm half day today. Today is supposed to be in the high 70s. And so my wife's on vacation this week, and we are going to play a little golf. I'm going to play a little golf, and they're going to drive the golf cart this afternoon. So looking forward to that. Like, nice little afternoon.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. It's nice to that spring is here and to get out after it's been a long winter.
It feels like we normally have, and I'm sure a lot of other places. This is not unique to Ohio, but in Ohio we always have like fake spring that comes first, where it's like it's deceptively nice, and then it actually just starts getting crappy and snowing again for weeks at a time. Well, this year it seems to be that real spring is actually here. So yeah, it's the weather has been just strangely nice pretty consistently, and so today's no exception. So we're gonna try to take advantage of the afternoon, and then I'll lock myself back in my basement for the rest of the week
into the darkness, into the back
3 hours of sunlight that I exposed myself to today. I'll redeem it later in the week. So
yeah, very nice. Yeah, that's plenty of sunlight. Well, enough of us old fogies talking about the weather. Brad, would you mind sharing your screen? I'd love to see what stocks you're looking at and get a little explanation of how you trade options.
Yeah, let's talk about options. Why not? So, one of the things that I like to do as I briefly mentioned, let me just give a quick introduction. Hello, everybody. My name is Brad. I am a full-time trader. I am a also, you see what's over my shoulder back here? I wanted to plug the home team. You know what that is?
Benzinga Pro.
That's right. That's right. I had to leave it up. So I'm this is the last time it'll be back in the corner. I'm moving some monitors around and stuff like that, but that is just the Benzinga monitor. It's just, it plays the news and it squawks. Hey, who reads the squawk, by the way? Completely unrelated.
Yeah, his name's Benzinga Charlie.
Okay, so if I wanted to, like, for a day be Benzinga Charlie, is there a way that I could just sign up and read the news all day? Because I think that would just be awesome.
We can arrange that.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. So with my style of trading, as I was mentioning, I primarily trade options. A couple of months ago just decided that I like options more than commons, and so I decided that I was just going to focus in on that. I was going to try to craft the art of trading options, and so I've kind of put all of my eggs in the options basket. However, that doesn't mean I don't ever trade commons. It's just primarily options trading. And as I mentioned briefly, what I like to do is I like to have a pool of stocks that I am playing from. I like to have, 50 or so stocks on a list that I am just watching, and I get to know, and I learn as much about them as I can. If I start to let myself be, ingrained in all of the stocks in the world, I will think that I've got to play every stock in the world. And so I try to just focus in on a very intentional list. So that's what I'm doing right now. One of the main things that I do with options trading is I tend to, I'm more of a day trader with options. I am trying to buy a contract and sell it back for as quickly and as much of a premium as I can. I am not really interested in exercising contracts. I am more concerned with just buying a contract and then selling it back for a higher premium. That's my goal when I'm trading options. So it'd be just like buying commons or just buying stocks. I am interested in just flipping as quickly as I can for a high amount of premium. The most common one I play, of course, is SPY. That is going to be if you are primarily an option trader, or if you are looking to find out a lot about options trading. SPY is the one to watch because it is the leader of options. SPY has 3 weekly expirations, and then they have the regular monthlies. Like every other option, options expire on the 3rd Friday of the month. And then the bigger names like SPY, Triple Q, Tesla, and some of the others, they have what's called weeklies. Weekly options expire on the week. They typically are Fridays, but like I said, SPY has Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Gives you more volume, gives you a little bit more of an opportunity to kind of pick up those small movements on SPY moving only $1 or $2. You can really make use of some of the moves. That's where I tend to focus my time. But they also can, not to get into a Greek discussion, but they also decay just as quickly as, or they decay quicker than the monthly contracts. So you have to kind of pay attention to that. Somebody did say about day trading. Yeah, day trading for options is the same way. It's if you're buying and selling a contract in the same day, it's counted as buying and selling a stock in the same day, and so you'll have the same PDT rule. The best thing to do with that, as I always recommend, if you options trading is only 1-day settlement as opposed to 2-day settlements, and so if you are really interested in options, switch to a cash account. It'll help you out a lot with having to worry about PDT, and which is the strangest. I mean, if you were to like just bring somebody in, you're putting like a new person in handcuffs is really what you're doing. You're saying like, we want you to succeed, but we only want you to succeed X amount of times per week. I just don't. I don't.
That is the game, and it's not always in the favor of the retail trader.
No, I just don't. I mean, because like honestly, like think about like if you've ever heard a story about somebody who went from X amount of dollars to 25K or 30K, and they did it relatively quick. They could have done it even quicker if they were not having to worry about the PDT rules and stuff like that. But that's a whole different topic. So. Yeah, what do you guys, was there anything specific that you were talking about this morning as far as ticker wise? I could go through just some of my normal ones that I'm sort of looking at right now, but yeah, whatever you want to do. I'm yours.
Oh, yes. So I think one is we were talking about QQQ looking kind of good, but I really honestly I think it would be good for folks to get some exposure to stocks that they probably aren't looking at.
Okay.
We get a lot in here is folks that are probably subscribed to trading services, I imagine, or are in other like chat rooms.
Okay.
And they really get like hung up on like OTC stocks and like penny stocks and stuff like that.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's good, Brad, if you illustrate some stronger names. And part of them being stronger names is that they have a much more active options market.
Yeah.
So showing it, get some of the names that you're looking at, and let's see how you do your day trading thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point that you just made. With especially with the oh, sorry, I was trying to open an option chain. Let me click back over here. Give me 1 second.
All good.
I was trying to I want to open an option chain because it'll be easier if I can show that as well too. One of the things that you'll notice with options trading is that you want to try to find a stock that has obviously volume, but you want to get in on one of the blue chips, one of the bigger names of stocks. I have what's called a top 50 list. And I am in all senses a day trader, a swing trader. I am not I'm not a fundamentals type guy. I mean, I think right now you obviously have to know what's driving the stocks, and you have to be able to, I mean, you need to know that stuff, obviously. However, I think more importantly, you need to know where the money is going, and you need to know where the volume is. And so I have what's called a top 50 leaders list, which is basically just a list of the top 50 ranked stocks, not from like a popularity perspective, but from a overall perspective, taking into a bunch of different rankings. And these are typically going to be like the big names. So for example, on this list, the first ones that are coming up would be Twitter, Etsy, CrowdStrike. What else is on here? Apps, which is ironically, I do have a small portfolio that I do long term. My wife and we made one for Thomas, and I have a lot of Kathy Wood stuff. I'm a Kathy Wood homer. You can, whatever you want to call me. But I'm team I'm team ARC all day. I think what they're doing is fantastic. I think she really knows her stuff, and more importantly, the whole team knows their stuff. They're a really good team. Shopify is on this. So my focus with options is the big names. I like to see where all of the other people are going. When you get into some of the other lower end, when you get into some of the lower stocks, it's going to be tough to get movement. Let me I'm going to switch screens again, Aaron, if you're still back there, because I want to put on my actually no, can I just drag it over? Can I just drag? Yeah, I can. There we go. I didn't realize I could do that. I thought I had to pick a new one. So this is Tastyworks. I use Tastyworks primarily for pretty much all of my trading. I think if you're trying to focus in on options trading, I think they're the best overall platform. Not sponsored by them or anything, but I use Tasty for all of my entries for options. And then, as you saw before, I use TradingView for charting and for scanning and for watch lists and stuff like that. But Twitter is one of the more active options that you'll see. One of the things that jumps out, though, immediately that I always like to talk to people about is if you look at this option right here, like let's take a look at the 65.5 strike price, this one right here. Right now, this morning, it has a little over 4,000 volume. So there's been 4,000 contracts sold for 45 minutes into the day. That's a pretty good amount. Even down here, the $70 strike, they've had almost 7,000 contracts sold. That's really good volume. All of these, the main strikes that you're looking at, there's a pretty good amount of volume. This is one of the things that you want to pay attention to when you're trying to find an option. Like if, say, for example, if you want to, the first thing you want to do is you want to build your pool of stocks that you want to learn about. And you want to start scanning, and you want to have a list that you follow on a consistent basis. Twitter, obviously, is one of the bigger name stocks. It's going to react to news. It's going to react to things happening in the world. But the one thing that you want to look for on a stock is this volume right here. Let's to compare. Let's do this. Give me a like a penny stock or something that you guys have been looking at. Tilray.
I don't know. Is that a penny stock? That's not a penny stock, but
no. but it might
But
work.
I don't think it's gonna have it. Actually, it might have a lot of
Yeah,
options activity.
it does, but this actually works perfectly. Okay, so here we are on Tilray has weeklies and it has a monthly. Real quick to show you that this W right next to the date here, that's a weekly option. Then this April 16th is the third Friday, so that means it's a monthly. There's obviously no W next to it because it's the monthly. Take a look at the volume here on Tilray. Now, as you can see, there's one or two contracts that has a fair amount of volume. The $25 strike and then the $22 strike. However, compared to Twitter, let me jump back over real quick so you can see the volume difference is I mean, you have multiple stocks that are over 1,000 contracts sold already. Even this one, you have multiples over 3,000. This is showing you a lot. This shows you, first off, there's going to be with options trading, you have to remember that you are literally buying and selling back and forth with somebody. There has to be somebody on the other side of the transaction in order to buy that contract from you. So you need to pay attention to volume. That's one of the biggest things that I always tell people is to find a stock that has volume, not just from a volume trading perspective on like the commons. You need to pay more attention to, somebody asked, should I pay more attention to volume or open interest? And I always say you need to know both. You need to have both working together. However, volume, in my opinion, is more important because open interest is always what is the day prior to. So an open interest on a contract that you're looking at is showing you close of business the day before. So today is Tuesday. Open interest is going to be updated through 4 p.m. on Monday. The volume that you're seeing is in real time. That's going to be showing you as every minute goes by. That's the actual volume for the contract that you're looking at. And if you're not familiar with open interest, real quick, just to tell you what it is, it's the amount of contracts that have not been exercised as of yet. So if you see a stock that has an open interest of 100, that means there's 100 contracts that somebody has purchased. That means there's 100 contracts that 100 people have purchased that have not been exercised as of yet. That's important because you need to be able to, when you buy a call, you need to be able to sell it back. So you need to be able to work with the volume and the open interest together. My opinion, though, is the volume is what is more important because that's showing you, like, listen, like, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything here. Like, we want to go where everybody else is going when you're trading options. And when you come to a stock like Twitter and you could see that there's, I mean, just real quick math, 20,000 contracts, let's call it, people are going to Twitter for a reason, you know. And then another important thing to look at too is on this, the April 9th, the Friday, look over here on this side of the chain is where the puts are. There's very little volume on the put side. Now, real quick, why would that be important? Well, let's say if you're doing your chart and you're looking at Twitter and you think, okay, Twitter is trading at 67.48 right now. I think Twitter is going to go to $60. You come over to this $60 strike and there's only 157 contracts sold. Me, instantly, I would say to myself, I don't think I have it right then. I think I've missed it. Let me go back and see my chart again and figure out why I am off, because there's not really a lot of volume on the put side. The volume is primarily on the call side. That gives you a little bit of a better, I mean, you can add that to your strategy. You can say, all right, that's where the money is going. I should follow that. Why are people going to the call side? Why do they think the stock is going to go up? That's an important thing. So volume and open interest, I think, work together really good. Somebody said you got to follow the head, and that's exactly right. Follow where the money is going.
Okay. So what does this look like for you when you're following the charts and you're looking at entries and exits?
Yeah, let me click back over. So let's go.
I'm going to refill my coffee while you're doing that.
Go ahead. All right. Welcome to the Brad Show here. Neal is no longer with us this morning. I will be taking over. Neal is a good guy, everybody. You guys, honestly, and this is, I'm not just saying this too, because they invited me on, but everybody, whenever I say I'm going on with Neal, everybody is always like, Neal is our favorite. He's a great guy. He knows what he's talking about. So, so on the chart here, we're looking at would be Twitter. When I am entering a stock, what I'm doing is I am playing these two lines right here. These are my moving averages. The white line here, let me turn on my indicators. The white line is the 8-day. That means I'm using the 8-day EMA, the exponential moving average. The green line is the 21-day. That's the 21 EMA. Real quick for just an introduction of what those moving averages are. EMAs tend to follow the price of like currently, because moving averages are lagging indicators. They're not predicting. They're telling you where we've been, but they can be sort of a prediction if you use it in a strategy. EMAs respond much quicker to the price action as opposed to like a regular MA or a simple moving average. The EMA, I like it because it responds quicker. So what I am going to do on an entry here, let me find a good spot here. We can actually click back over to SPY because that'll be a little bit better. All right, here's a great example right now. All right, so you could see right here the crossing of a moving average. There's one right here, and then there's one right here. The easiest way here, let me circle. There's one right there, and then there's one right here. What I look for is this cross. Now, I am just not blindly going in on a cross. So if, say, for example, I run TradingView has a really good alert system. So I can just go on here and I can set up an alert and I can say EMA 8 crossing up the EMA 21. And I can do it as one-time alert. I can do it as once per bar. I can do it for once per minute, whatever I want. But I can set this to be an alert, and I will get a notification that the 8 EMA is crossing up on the 21 EMA. That's my first entry signal. Pretty consistently, I am playing that as, okay, if it's crossing, I'm buying a contract. I am buying a call. When the 8 crosses up to 21, typically, as you can see right here, that means that the stock price is increasing. The white line, you can see it's below the green. We get a little bit of a consolidation period right here. We get a solid support line. And then right about here on this candle, you can see the white line crosses up on the green. Okay. So that would be an entry signal for me. You can also see that the volume spike right here, that's another entry signal for me. This blue line and this red line up here is, I use what's called a relative strength index. It's not the RSI line that you would be familiar with, like a stochastic RSI. This line is showing you, here, let me show you another stock. This line is showing you the relative strength of the underlying stock compared to what SPY is doing. I like to know what SPY is doing at all times. So that's what this relative strength indicator is here.
Thank you for explaining that. I'm going to start using that on that tip. Really cool.
I like it. So I also use on another one of my charts, I use the, let me see if I've got it saved here.
Just to underline what Brad just said, that's the relative strength line. It's not like talking about buying and selling momentum. It's comparing the stock to a bunch of group of other stocks to see if it's emerging as a strong leader. And those are the stocks that you want to get behind in either direction.
Exactly. Yep. That's why I like to, let me use this one. That's why I like to have that one. Oh, here it is. Here's the stochastic. This line right here, this bottom one is different than this line up here. Now, however, they do kind of respond pretty similarly, but they are two different indicators. So let me just make sure that everybody understands that. I'm not using like the RSI line. I'm using what's a relative strength line. So that's where I'm going in, or on these two entries right here. I typically am playing more calls than the other sides. If I'm playing, if I'm a bit bearish on a stock, I am playing more of a, somebody said the 5 EMA crossing up over the 9 EMA works great. That's another perfect example of what you can do with the EMAs. If you have a system that lets you do strategies and lets you do back testing and stuff like that, the 8/21 is not like the only one that works for this. You can do it with a lot of different indicators. Like the 1648 is another good one. The 1530 is one. I mean, like this one, the 5 and the 9. There are numerous combinations of these two. You want to get a little bit of a spread on the numbers. You don't want to do like the 5 and the 6. That's way too many signals. You want to have a little bit of a spread when you're trying to find. But a moving average crossover is one of the best ways to start developing a strategy. Now, it doesn't have to work for everybody. It might not work for you. A lot of people are against moving averages because, like I was saying, they're more of a lagging indicator. They don't always present to you where we're going. However, I've done enough back testing. I've stared at enough charts, and I've seen enough of these crosses to make me say that's the strategy I'm using. My primary way of entering a stock is when this crosses. So as I was saying, I will set an alert. So if we're looking on this chart here, I'll go to EMA 8 crossing up EMA 21. That's all we do. And I'll get an alert throughout the day. And whenever this happens, I'll get a little pop-up will come up and it'll say SPY EMA 8 crossing up the 21. I'll come over here and I'll take a look and I'll say, yep, that's a candle that I like. Yep, that's great volume. Let's go ahead and take an entry. And as you can see here, just by looking at this section of the chart, this entry here would have taken you from 405 area, about 405, 76, 78, up until 407, 01, 03, and now we're starting to get some volume. So that would be a solid entry. That would be a confirmed entry for you. That would have worked out. Like I said, if you go the other way, and this is right here, the white line 8 crossing down below the green line, the 21, is also showing you the other way. So let's say, for example, if you're, you say stocks don't always go up, they go down time to time, which, hey, listen, if that's what you think, that stocks go down sometimes, fine with me. I think stocks only go up. You could play the other side. You can play that the moving average crosses the opposite way. When the white line goes down and then the green line is the one that's now on the top, that's an entry signal for you to play a put. That's an entry signal for you to buy the other side of the contract. You could do that with, like I said, I use the 5 minutes and I also use the 1 hour to capture quick movements. And that's what I am doing with these contracts. And even right here too, you can see there's a good entry right here. Right here on this one, there's a good entry right there. This whole section right here would have been a good one. I mean, think about it this way right here. You were going from, because this would have been across right here on this candle. So you would have went from 394.59 to still 407.18. That's really, if you played the 1 hour chart, and if you because there's really, it's strong now that I'm kind of looking at it. That's a pretty strong chart right there. I have let me see what I have open right now. I have the April 7th 410. So I have tomorrow. I have the 16th 409. I have the 16th 415. And I have the 16th 405 calls. I am a lot of times you will I like to clear SPY out at the end of the day because it's reacting a little bit differently now. It's sort of has SPY is doing a lot of strange things. I mean, you can have we had a Monday a couple of weeks ago where SPY was ripping and I was, we're going to 400, we're going to 400. That was like a big thing. It was like it's a nice round number. I thought we were there a month and a half ago. SPY got down the next morning. It dropped. It didn't respond well. And so what happens? You hold a call overnight. First off, SPY went against you, so your contract price goes down. Second off, you have theta, which is the decay of the contract, which causes the contract to automatically go down. So I am not always holding SPY contracts overnight. I like to get rid of them at the end of the day. However, again, that's just not like blindly I do that. I'm looking at like, okay, we closed on a good candle. We closed on good volume. We closed on this report. We closed on that report. I will hold some overnight, just not all the time. That's another thing to remember with options is you want to, unless you are playing one of the monthlies that are far out, you typically want to trade them as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we are just about at time. Real quick for everyone, that's the 8 and 21 moving average still, right?
I just got here.
I know you did. I wish we had more time. I could do this all day, Brad.
Well, I know, me too. Aaron texted me and Thomas and I had like somehow taken a nap, and so I woke up kind of like later. This is like the third time I've been up today, so
such a dad.
I really am, man. I became a dad. I mean, just that quickly. I went and bought a pair of New Balances, and I like have the jokes all lined up, and I just am
Oh, all right. You guys already know. So here's what I got to say. Make sure you follow Brad. This is Brad in the Money. I'm going to link to this video and make sure that folks see your Twitter handle. Definitely follow him because I'm going to say it right now. Brad is my favorite options trader for all the reasons. Easy to understand, applicable method, tells you the truth, doesn't go do a photo shoot with a Lamborghini for the day.
No.
So yeah, Brad, you're a real one. Is there anything you want to leave folks on now that we got like 10 seconds left?
Yeah, just real quickly, just don't get frustrated with options. It's really easy to allow options to just overwhelm you. And I mean, if you really want to learn how to trade options, just your number one thing to focus on is protecting your capital. Worry about that. If you've got $500 to trade with, that's what you've got to trade with. If you've got $10,000, protect that capital so you can trade every single day. That's your number one thing to focus on for here on out. Protect your capital.
Boom. There you go. All right. Thanks, Brad.
See you, buddy. Have a good day.
You too, man. Enjoy the golfing.
See you. I will. Thanks. See you guys.
Am I on? Is my thing on? Whoa! Thank you for joining us. This has been Tuesday's edition of Get Technical. That was Brad from In the Money, from tradinggrounds.live. You can find him. Follow me on Twitter. I'm going to drop some more info about Brad. Definitely follow me. He's my favorite options trader. The dude is rules and an actual good, honest guy. Tough to find out here. That's a real one. So, guys, thank you as always. With me today was producer Aaron Bree. That was Brad Weber. This has been Get Technical.